Hey, what's up? It's been a while. So got a lot to talk about. Mainly just my little 2 cents on the Russian-Ukrainian war. Um, I don't want to, make it like an hour long's worth of conversation. I don't think we need to. But it's just how I feel and what I think. So yeah, it's horrible. All war, all types of war and warfare is horrible. Both sides, unless there's an immediate action on how to resolve, some kind of warfare, war, what have you, both sides are going to get hurt. People that really suffer, as you can see, are the civilians. And, I mean, it's plain as day. You could definitely see, innocent people suffering, the mass immigration. Now, I don't want to deep dive into the politics. Yeah, I can't really touch that stuff. As a person who um, studies history, especially violent history, all sorts of wars. It's actually in my kind of neck of the woods. I do like Russian history, I like Ukrainian history. They always kind of like melded together at some point, you know. Not quite, they eventually broke apart, but, those two countries have always been overlapping each other. Um, Russia obviously owning most of the Balkans and the Soviet bloc. So that's where that stands. And I don't know. I really can't make 2 cents out of it. I hear both sides talking. Zelensky, Putin, and I mean Putin is kind of rehashing the same thing. If you do deep dive into it, you get lost. It's a big rabbit hole. There was incidents involving Ukraine against the Russians, and at the what is now the I guess the Donbass rebel control, Russian-backed rebels. That area, there was an incident that happened there some time ago. Like I said, I don't know too much about it. I know it happened, and it was probably enough to escalate to where we're at. Like I said, I don't know if that's the complete catalyst. I just don't. I find it hard to believe that there's active Nazis in the Ukrainian government. Maybe there's corruption, but I mean, I think the Ukrainian president's Jewish, so I don't know. I have a hard time wrapping my head around it. Um, if Putin is truly trying to assist, Russian nationals in, foreign countries such as Ukraine, I don't think this was the right way to go about it. Probably the complete opposite, but, I guess it was bound to happen at some point. And it's happening right now. And like I said, the way things kind of keep up, no one's going to win. It's going to get ugly before it gets better. Both sides are not going to, because this is a different kind of war. They're not going to bend. It's not the Middle East. I want to get that clear. This isn't about oil. It'll affect oil, definitely. I mean, for those of you that drive a lot, the gas prices are probably ridiculous. So keep that in mind, But there is no easy resolution to this. Like you said, this is not a Middle Eastern conflict where some superpower can jump in and, kind of take over. No, you have two somewhat developed countries. I mean, not somewhat, but, up there. Modern countries. I should put it that way. Modern countries, practically the same religion, Some regions may differ, but it's in the kind of like a civil war. I'm not, trying to compare, you know, uh, Russian and Ukrainian, but I know there is a shared history there. As a person who, reads a lot and digs that kind of stuff. But honestly, war in modern times is rough. It's violent. We use every new developed um, tank, missile, anything you think of against people with devastating effects. Even if the opposite side doesn't quite win, they're still creating mass damage, and anything we're getting is half real, like, like I said, you have to be very careful when you tread certain media tropes, which side's backing who, you know. Is the pro-West media saying, "Oh, look at this horrible mess Russia is causing," but at the same time, are the Russians telling their people saying, "Well, we got to do this. This is just it." So there's no like in between balance there. So my opinion and guess is, if you really want to know what's going down, you have to sift through it. Kind of like if you were, I don't know, at an auction, and or dumpster diving for something. You gotta really go in there and search for that diamond in the rough, and even then you don't get answers. So yeah, I mean, bottom line, I don't think it's good for anybody, but obviously it's still being kept up. Both sides are, not giving in anytime soon. So I'm afraid this conflict's going to probably be dragged out. I hope it's not. I hope it ends really, really soon. Not just, to benefit the people that are being treated horribly and displaced and massacred. I hope, because, on a grander scale, you got to think, So, like I said, it's been a while since we've seen an actual European war of this type. It's very global, even though there's two adversaries. Now, I knew this was going to happen, just like every other war. It turns into like a proxy thing. So, you got people volunteering to fight the Ukrainians. The Russians will probably pull, their allies from either Central Asia or, Syria, maybe. I think I heard that. But, yeah, it's about to get really, really serious. And I don't know. I don't know what the end game is here. It's hard. It's hard to read this. This isn't, like some ancient Roman warfare, or middle-aged, battle, knights and cavalry. It's different. So yeah, I don't know. I think more violence and devastation is going to occur, and one side is going to have to cave. Whether it's Putin, who pulls back to an extent, maybe kind of does a North Korea South Korea situation where he cuts the country in half, or if Ukraine finally caves in. That could happen. I don't want it to happen. I believe in sovereign countries. If they do, fail to defend the capital, the president gets arrested by Russian forces, whatever. If Ukraine falls, then, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect. But the other side, this will definitely change how we look at these two countries. And this on a global scale. So, that's really all I got to say. It just sucks. I really, really hope, there's some kind of conclusion at the end of this. It's horrible. But as Americans, I don't think we'll know. Hopefully, knock wood, we'll never know how to deal with urban warfare like what's going on now. Like I said, you gotta pray for the best. That's all. Give to charities to support Ukraine. Do a lot of research if you feel like you're missing out on something. There's a missing link that you don't understand. There's a bigger picture to this war. And do your research. You do a YouTube video about it. Tell people your feelings. What do you think? Shine some light. You'd be surprised. How many people would listen. But yeah, in the end, like I said, it's a mess. Any type of war, whatever side you take in a conflict, it's never good unless it's quickly resolved, and there's some kind of justification for it. In this case, I'm still looking for it, but like I said, I'm not a person of power. I could see atrocities being committed. I could see confusion. I see two contenders. One's on defense, one's on offense. So, two of the victor spoils, I guess, but I don't know. I think for a fact, we're definitely going to look at Russia different now, completely. We've kind of seen this coming, but once again, I believe, people do something for a reason. So, I just can't think of the reason that Putin's given. There's got to be something more to it, something more behind it. Because, why now? Right? Why now? Why not 5 years ago? I understand there were conflicts around, but to this scale, to almost bring, countries to the brink of World War III. And why are we not committing, not boots on ground? I don't believe this is our fight to fight like that. I like what the Ukrainians are doing now. They're massing everybody that could fight has to fight, pretty much. But, I feel like this could have been avoided if we would have accepted them into the UN or NATO and kind of work out the kinks along the way. I know that's not how it works, but I feel like if Russia's not going to attack a NATO ally, I hope, then I feel like this whole thing could have been, kaput. So, I don't know. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. Yeah. Hopefully, NATO and UN could pull enough resources together to make a difference. I know here in America, Biden's doing what he can. He's doing everything possible, I guess, that he would probably do in a situation like this. I don't know what the extent is. I don't know how much he's allowed to do without causing that spark for World War III, because we don't want that. And he knows better. But we won't put, American boots on the ground. That's not to say there will be mercenaries, volunteers to help, fight with the Ukrainians. I'm sure people that support the Russian cause coming from other countries will definitely support the Russians. So, like I said, you have to expect this stuff. This happens everywhere. Whenever there's a conflict, it goes international, whether you like it or not. But yeah, hopefully there's an easy resolution to this. I know there's not. It's easier said than done. But I do believe this continues. Only more pain, misery, and uncertainty for the future for everybody will come out of it. So, like you said, it shouldn't be a concern on who wins or who loses, but when this will end for both sides. And hopefully, give it maybe a skirmish here or there. This kind of ends a global conflict. We'll go back to doing our, crazy espionage things that we normally do everywhere. But other than that, like I said, peace. Peace should be the goal here. And hopefully Ukraine and Russia could somehow mend their differences together without intervention. But, we're at that point now where, different sides have different coaches. So, I don't know. See what happens. Really. Only time can tell. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Got a few movie reviews in the works. Some recent stuff, actually. Some stuff that I think should be touched on again. So stay tuned. All right. Have a great day, night, wherever you're at, and stay healthy. Peace.